Hey, this is your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield. Here with me today is
Jeff Rickels
and
Justin Tyler.
And this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
All right, guys, welcome back. Jeff and Justin are here. We were just talking off mic. You guys, what number is this for you guys being on the pod?
So this is my fourth time being in your basement, but I think technically the way that like this PlayStation 2 behemoth that we've now put out, the way that this has kind of worked out, I got 4 episodes just out of talking about the PS2. So this is number 6 for me.
All right.
Yeah, and this will be number 5 for me. Third time being on the show, or second, or yeah.
Guys, what a weird journey this has been. Like, this is the thing that it's been hard to wrap my head around, and just how large this system is and what we're covering is, because it turned into a 4-episode series. Usually with these episodes, it's usually like one. With the GameCube, it was 2. With this one, 4. But again, there's a lot to talk about.
And plenty that we're not even going to be able to get to.
Yeah. We're gonna miss a lot of things, and we're sorry. We're sorry we missed your favorite game, but we probably missed some of my favorites too that I just forgot about. It's been so long.
Well, guys, before we jump into this 4th episode, Jeff, where can people find you online?
Sure, you can find me on Instagram at Jeff Kuma, JEFFKUMA, and my band Newport Secret 6. You can find us at Newport Secret number 6, and we have a album release coming up at Northside Tavern on August 10th, and hope to see you there.
And Justin, where can people find you at?
You can find me at Instagram, on Instagram at JN Tyler, or by searching for Cupful. It's the podcast that I do with my wife, who's been on the show before and loves ska.
And we'll be coming back on in the future. I just got to get that episode booked. And listener, you can find me at Neil to No One. And check out the episode. It's going to be a good one. Peace. All right, guys, we're back. So either this is a continuation of the episode you're listening to, listener, or this is a brand new episode. It just depends on how long the second half goes. And go. So, all right, guys, let's get into some of the weirder stuff on the system, the extreme sports games. A fun part of the system, but definitely something that I feel like with the EA big stuff kind of broke the mold what we were used to in traditional sports stuff. And we got SSX out of this, as well as Tricky and SSX 3. I loved all those games. They were a total blast to play.
So I did not play the first SSX game, but I remember like they really hit the marketing hard on SSX Tricky. It had like the Run DMC song, like all the commercials and everything, and like that was like the whole thing. And I played the fucking shit out of that. I'd never really gotten into a snowboarding game prior to that. There weren't really a lot of
to choose from.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, same. I SX Tricky was my entry point into that system too, which I think was or that series too, which I think was also EA Sports Big.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I know we're going to be talking about a lot of EA big stuff coming up, but go back to previous episodes. We also talked about Def Jam Vendetta and Fight for New York, also EA big. In the either earlier this episode or previous episode, I don't know what we're doing here. We talked about what did we just talk about?
NBA Street.
Oh, NBA Street and
So
NFL Street.
They're doing some wacky fucking shit.
I say EA Big was like they did a lot of stuff that I love.
Is EA Big still around? Like I really miss EA Big. Like these are all games that I found fun, and these are things I feel like I could just pick up today and instantly jump right back into.
Now, EA used to be something that we loved.
It's true.
Now they're just like, fuck you.
Well, here's
the same game every year.
Here's the thing I don't understand. Like, if seriously, if your whole driving model right now is we're just doing roster updates every year for FIFA or I'm sorry, Football Club, fucking EA or whatever it's called now, and Madden and all that. Like, why not just make like an arcadey sports game every year and then just give us a sequel every 3 or 4? So like you could seriously come out with like 2024 come out with a NFL Street game, and then next year in 2025 come out with NBA Street, and then in 2026 come out with MLB Street or whatever it is, or FIFA Street or whatever, and then in 2026 then give us a sequel to NFL Street 2 or something. I mean, it just seems like a thing where you guys are leaving money on the table, because I love all these games. They're so fun. There's so much replayability, and you're not stuck in that pressure cooker of like, no, we gotta make the update this year. We gotta get the modern rosters up.
So, I mean, EA they do have a couple of studios that are doing some cool things. Like DICE comes to mind. We have like I know you've talked quite a bit about Titanfall in the past. Like, fucking, I want a Titanfall 3. God damn it, give me Titanfall 3.
Give us Titanfall 3.
What they're doing with like the Star Wars, like Jedi Survivor series. Like,
that's made by the Titanfall people.
Yes,
that's a blast.
Yes.
But like, it seems like outside of like those couple of studios, like they're not about making games. They want to put minimal effort into making as much money as they can. It's not the EA that I remember. They had like EA Sports, EA Big, like they had all these different things like in this era that, like, I don't know, it just felt like they were doing some cool shit.
100%.
It was like, I love the Mass Effect games, and then all of a sudden they swooped in and like bought shit, now I can't think of that studio that made this.
Oh shit, I'm spacing them too. Who made the Star Wars
BioWare.
Knights of the
BioWare. And
BioWare.
it was like, and then all of a sudden it's
Republic.
like EA comes in and buys them. It's like, oh man, I don't want them to come in here and like ruin this
Oh
series,
shit.
but
Was Knights of the Old Republic PS2 era?
Oh, that was Knights of the Old Republic was on Xbox.
Was it? Okay.
I don't know if I don't think it came to
Okay,
PS.
I had a heart attack. I was like, how the fuck did we miss that? That definitely would have been around the time that I played Knights of the Old Republic. How did we miss KOTOR?
No.
Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Crisis averted.
Keeping the heart in the chest. Listener, if you do want to check that out, you can go back and listen to the original Xbox episode I did with the boys from Game Smasher Pass, and you can check out our review of KOTOR there.
Oh, shit, yeah, that's right. Okay.
I was gonna say, just real quick, the EA bag, we pretty much did hit, like, they didn't really have too many games. There was a FIFA Street game.
There was?
Yeah. In 2002, there was also Freak Style. You remember, which is a perfect like EA big
but I love that their logo is like, let's make tribal tattoos and graffiti fuck, and that's going to be the freestyle logo.
Yeah. But yeah, we pretty much that.
Well, and at one point EA, even before that, like back in the Sega Genesis era, gave us stuff like Mutant League Football and Mutant League Hockey.
I forgot we had Ocho Cinco on the cover of NFL Street 3.
What a perfect athlete for that game.
I know. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, this is the fun stuff that I want to play and see. Like, and I appreciate the fact that there's stuff out there that gives us the realism. You know, I'm glad that we have Gran Turismo. I'm glad that we have Skate. But I also want to play shit like
Need for Speed.
Yeah, but I want to play shit like Need for Speed, and I want to play Burnout, and I want to play Tony Hawk. Like, I want to play shit where I can be arcadey
extreme sports.
Do stuff that I can't do in real life. And I feel like that's where the EA Big series, that whole studio really did some really cool stuff that was a lot of fun that I really miss.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm with you guys also on the SSX Tricky thing. That was the main one I got in on. Justin, I'm with you 100%. I can't listen to Tricky by Run DMC anymore because I immediately, if I close my eyes, I just see snowboards.
Yes.
I also felt that game was cool because they introduced a lot of like electronic EDM stuff that you didn't see in other games at the time. Right. And I certainly wasn't listening to. That wasn't the genre of music that I was into in the mid 2000s. And so to get introduced to that, I was like, oh, this is cool, man. Like some of the stuff is a real fucking earworm, and there's some nice stuff in here. And it really it fit the game well. The way they handled speed in that game, like when you were ripping through fucking tunnels, like you'd be like go into a cave tunnel and then you're like 50-50 in like a rail, and then you got to pop off and keep going forward. Then you end up hitting like 6 front flips as you're going down like the face of a mountain, land that. Oh my god, those games were so much fun.
And just the characters too. Like they were so outlandish, and so like it's not just, you're not just like, you know, some licensed snowboarder. You're like, I don't know. I don't even remember the names of any of the fucking characters. I know there's like the guy with like the big like red afro.
Yeah.
Like they had some
like
just
the visor.
crazy fucking characters that I feel like somebody just had like they had a couple of drinks one day. They went in like, I'm gonna design this character. And that's what we get.
Yeah.
It's like, how fucked up can we create a character?
Yeah, there was definitely some rave girls in that game with like the big Jinko pants and shit and all that kind of stuff, like the kickwear pants. Yeah, that game was cool. It was a lot of fun. It was a blast. When was the last time they made an SSX game? Like,
I don't know,
or
because
anything close to it?
yeah, because eventually was it the SSX games that? Oh, no, I think I'm thinking of something else. I don't know. Ignore me. Like I don't remember the last time they made one.
Yeah,
I would love to see
I'm
the
trying to
return to form though.
Yeah.
I know that there was a I feel like there was an extreme sports kind of like snowboarding and like other things game that came out a couple years ago that I remember them showcasing, but I never played.
Yes, I played that and it was not great.
Ah, that's a disappointment. Why can't they make good games anymore?
I don't know. It was like something Riders or something.
That's exactly. I could only think of Riders. Yeah,
and it was one of those games where it was kind of like set up like Fall Guys, where it's like you can race against 200 people, and you could like you could like cycle through. What was cool about it was it was an open world, and in this open world, like you could just like you could bring up a wheel and you could pick like, do you want to use a mountain bike for this? Do you want to use a skateboard for this? Do you want to use like a luge? Like you had like all these different options of extreme sports shit you could use, and you could race people in that.
Oh, that actually sparked a memory for me just now. I feel like this wasn't the intro to kind of like the extreme sports games for me. On the PS1 era, there was a game series, I think it was like 3 Extreme or something like that. I just remember having like the option of like you could inline skate, you could like skateboard.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And you had like different things that you could BMX bike like on you could like do different things on a track, and I just remember that. I don't know, that weird memory, but
it doesn't matter. But that's gonna bug me now. That's it's like Republic of Riders or
Riders Republic. There we go.
All
right.
all right, we can move on now.
Yeah.
And real quick, there was an SX game made in 2012. It was just called SSX. It was for PS3 and Xbox 360.
Okay.
I don't remember that at all.
I just don't understand, like, especially like 10 years removed at this point, like, why not make another one? Because, like, you knew at one point this hit. Why would you just not, like, take that same concept and then just update it with modern graphics, modern music, and just do the same thing again? Because you know it works.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because there was, I think I had a demo for it. Maybe it came out to a Game Pass or something. There was another game called Steep that was basically just, like, snowboarding, but it was way more like in the realism, you know, not the like what we want, the arcadey, fun, big, dumb music, and yeah.
Well, speaking of arcadey fun, and we talked, great segue there. You're talking about introduced stuff on the PS1. When I think PS1, I automatically think Tony Hawk. And on the PS2, there is no shortage of Tony Hawk. We get Tony Hawk 3, 4, Underground 1, and Underground 2.
There was another one too. It was like Tony Hawk's like American Wasteland or something. Yeah, American Wasteland. I forgot it. I don't think I ever played that one though.
Yeah,
and there was Thaw and Thug.
Yeah. And there was like the one where it was like Hawk versus Bam or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't that just Underground 2? Wasn't that like the? I know Bam Margera was very heavily involved in the Underground games.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I remember like, so what was great about the Underground games was like, it was like the first time like in the series that you actually had kind of a storyline.
Yeah.
Really. Like you got to create your skater, and you I just remember like that was kind of like in like the Jackass days, like Bam Margera was like really big and everything, and like he was very involved in the story for one of the two for like games. I can't remember which one.
One of the Thug games.
But it was kind of cool to like just be your own person and like kind of play through the story, but you were still getting all of that like great like kind of just fluid Tony Hawk skating and the fucking soundtracks. I will credit this entire series to being one of the things that really opened me up to music, because in case you haven't listened to the first 2 parts of this, I was an early teen ish when the PS younger than that, but by the time I was playing these games I was kind of like early teen ish, and it was introducing me to like music that I just never heard before.
100%. Yeah. Do you think the guy from Goldfinger just gives Tony Hawk a complimentary hand job every time he walks in a room?
Yeah.
Because at this point, I can't separate the two. Like, if I hear Superman by Goldfinger, I immediately think Tony Hawk. Like, it instantly enters my head. And for the rest of their career, they're the Tony Hawk band.
Yeah. And I was going to say, when they remade the, Tony Hawk 1 and 2, that remake they did, and that's the first trailer they put out, like, don't worry, we got gold.
We don't have Superman. All the music, but we have Superman. Unfortunately, we have MGK, but
that's still such a weird. I mean, I guess I get it on one hand, but it's like, all right, why are we throwing?
I hate it though. As much as I hate MGK, like that fucking song still got stuck in my head though, because it would just play so much in that game. I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
not a fan of the guy, but also it's just I understand. I understand what he is. I just don't enjoy what he is.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like I get the whole thing where it's like pretty boy white guy that raps, and then at some point it's like, oh, I'm going to go into my emo phase now to continue my career.
Well, it's because he kind of got like kicked out of the rap industry. I believe wasn't there like some controversy with like him and Eminem or something? At
Oh,
one
I mean,
point?
he tried to come at Eminem, and Eminem just destroyed him. And he's like,
So he's like, I'm gonna try punk
He's like,
now.
I'm punk rock now. So,
What a horrible
We get
idea.
Travis to the fucking drum for me. I'm gonna put out a couple punk tracks and
Yeah.
The first time, and I don't remember when this series came out. First time I saw that guy, like he was in a show called Roadies on Showtime. I don't know if anybody remembers this show. I forget. I know it was him and Imogen Poots, because I just love her name. But like he was in that show, and it was like, that guy's all right, you know. And then like, you know, then he kind of blew up and became MGK. But yeah. But also, real quick too, with it before we get off the Tony Hawk game, did you guys play any of the like? I don't want to say clones, but like the Dave Mira.
Oh, Dave Mira,
freestyle
yeah,
and the
yeah,
Kelly
yeah.
Slater, you know, pro surfer, like
oh, which also kind of like didn't we get a BMX XXX?
BMX, yeah, Triple X. Oh yeah.
Oh, this
yeah.
was a very special time of video gaming. I mean, Tank
Yeah.
already mentioned the boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It was the time.
we got that going on over here on the PS2, and then the Xbox got Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball going on, and we get
yeah.
the jiggle physics.
Yeah.
Jiggle physics. The fact that we just have a thing called jiggle physics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the era of falling asleep watching TV only to be jarred awake by Girls Gone Wild.
Oh,
So
dude.
I was gonna say, 'cause there was also the guys game, I think it was called, like, and I think it was PS2, and basically I think it was like a trivia game, and then
Yeah,
like if you would
answer
win
questions.
stuff, you just get like FMVs of like, you know, Girls Gone Wild type of
yeah,
videos, and yeah,
that was a real thing.
yeah.
Oh, love it.
All right, so what I'm looking up right now is I'm trying to look up if Backyard Wrestling came out for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
'cause I
that was a
think
PS2 game.
Because I think it
100%.
did, and that's something we missed during. Well,
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
I feel like Backyard Wrestling deserves to be in the extreme sports section, also in the tits and ass section of this, because that's basically what this game was. It was just hyper violence, and then. I think like Tylene Buck, who was Major Guns from WCW, was in it, and then like some other porn lady was in it.
Yeah, they had definitely took some liberty at like getting some people that were between jobs or retired from the pro wrestling industry to kind of sell this game. I had originally I'd had this in the sports category and the original list that we made, and I realized like I'm probably gonna talk too much about SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, so let's scratch that. But yeah,
Were the Insane Clown Posse in that game, or like were they in one?
They
of
were
them?
in two.
Or in two.
Okay.
And there's also a great interview with the Insane Clown Posse I watched recently where they talked about somebody was like, what was it like working with New Jack? And they're like, he fucking sucked. And they're like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, they're like, we had to do this game with him, Backyard Wrestling 2. It came out on the PlayStation 2. And the entire time he was there with us, he was coked out of his head. And at one point he ran out of coke, and then he like hawked up like a loogie with coke in it, and then like snorted that. It was just a total mess. And like New Jack kept like threatening them the entire time they were there. The idea of hanging out with a coked up New Jack does not sound fun, guys.
I don't want to hang out with a non-coked up New Jack. Maybe a coked up New Jack might be a little more fun, actually. I don't know.
R.I.P. We don't have to worry about this now.
Right.
I mean, losing New Jack is one of those things where I kind of feel bad about, but at the same time, it's kind of like when like a super predator leaves the earth. We're all a little safer now.
We're all a little safer.
You know, like when Jaws blows up again, you're like, you know what? It is a magnificent creature, but you know, we're all a little better off now because New Jack is not gonna dive off a balcony and fucking try to murder us.
New Jack has his own episode of Dark Side of the Ring,
He
doesn't
does.
he?
Yeah, he
Check
does.
that out. Yeah, I feel like I've seen it. I just couldn't remember.
Listener, if you want to see a 65-year-old Native American man about to get beaten to death, watch the New Jack Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, there's some great episodes. The Chris Benoit episode, like shit. The plane ride from hell.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man, we could. I don't want to get back down another wrestling.
Yeah.
That's true. We could talk about a lot of podcasts that are better than this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh shit. But yeah, the backyard wrestling games are just like weird. They're not good. The gameplay is bad. But it is just like a weird thing that existed because
Yep.
twas the time.
Twas the time.
Well, before we leave the extreme area, I do want to hit real quick on some of the Tony Hawk stuff. I did a quick search on ChatGPT on what was the best songs from each soundtrack. So Tony Hawk 3, we got Ace of Spades by Motorhead.
Fuck yeah.
We got 96 Quite Bitter Beings by CKY. And we also got Blitzkrieg Bop by Ramones. Ooh, we got Wish by Alien Ant Farm. That's weird. That's weird that was
Guerrilla Radio on 3?
Ooh,
that
was two because that was the song that would lead off when you would play through the opening stage in the airplane factory.
I was thinking that was 3. No, you're right.
I've grind mini and airplane propeller to Guerrilla Radio.
Stupid helicopter. Yeah.
Okay, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 gave us TNT by AC/DC, Express Yourself by NWA, and All My Best Friends Are Metalheads by Less Than Jake. We also get System of a Down Shimmy and Aesop Rock Labor. Hey, Tony Hawk 4, nice soundtrack. A little bit of variety there, digging that.
Especially that's a deep cut for System of a Down for Shimmy.
Yeah, and also Aesop getting a paycheck. Good job. All right, Tony Hawk's Underground. We get Anarchy in the UK by Sex Pistols, Agent Orange, Bloodstains, King of Rock, Run DMC, Los Angeles X, Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden. Weird decision to go very old school on the soundtrack. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't remember if that tied into like kind of like the thematics and story of it at all, but that did seem a little jarring compared to other games.
Yeah, I do remember there was one Tony Hawk where like a bunch of modern punk bands did covers of other stuff. I remember like Taking Back Sunday like covered something, and that was like the whole thing.
Was that Tony Hawk 5 the one that everybody hated?
Maybe. I just remember like that was like a thing where they were like, whoa, we're so big now, we're taking modern bands and we're having them because everybody loves the soundtrack.
Oh, because I was gonna say, I was like, I think Lil Wayne's on that, but I think Lil Wayne's in Tony Hawk 5.
Hell yeah, that's exactly who I want to play as.
Yeah,
I want to play as a fucking serped up Lil Wayne on a skateboard.
My 6-year-old actually had I think one of his first experiences around Lil Wayne earlier today in the car. We were driving back from Kings Island earlier today, and we were listening to a song from the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack, and Lil Wayne's featured in it, and he says the N-word, and Milo was my son Milo was like, he just said the N-word. He's Lil Wayne.
It's
I don't know if that was just like weird for like he's like 6 to hear that. I don't know, but
trust me. He can say
I was like, if anybody, it's Lil Wayne.
He's got the pass. He's got the not even a question on the pass.
I'm surprised they would have that on the soundtrack.
I was surprised too. It's like the I think the song's like Annihilate by Sway Lee, and it's got like it's featuring Lil Wayne, and I was surprised. I was like, that's on like the soundtrack version of it, not like
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's Lil Wayne. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. Just stay away from WrestleMania 40.
He's just such a weird guy, man. He's like, I like him, but he is just such a weird. He just always seems fucked up.
Yeah.
He just always seems like, and I kind of get it with like him and Baby's whole thing, and that seems like very weird and scary. I don't know what exactly is going on there. I'm not trying to speak on this because Baby, if you're listening, Birdman, respect on that name.
Yeah.
Respect all day. And much respect on the Birdman's name. That's all I'm saying about this. Wheezy, I hope like someday same way Britney Spears got free, you get that chance as well. But at the same time, please don't be as crazy as Britney.
Yeah. In the meantime, he's getting his millies, a milli.
Yeah. Well, and then doing horrible tours of Blink-182 and just checking out.
Yeah.
Oh. It was a cool concept. It's a cool idea. I like the idea of going to a concert where like you have like various genres on the bill that are good.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, on paper.
Yeah. So when I went and saw Turnstile in Columbus, they did a thing where like it was JPEG Mafia, and it was Snail Mail.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, and right. And oh shit, yeah, because we talked to each other exactly. But like
that was such a weird So I wasn't. I don't think JPEG Mafia being there was as kind of a weird. Like I think Snail Mail was the thing that kind of stood out
was
there,
the weird
but I
thing.
fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And
it was
I
great.
think they were trying to promote like other artists that
from
were
Baltimore.
from Baltimore. Yeah, so I appreciated that, and I think that everybody got a little bit out of it. And I mean, I hadn't really listened to Snail Mail prior to that, and sometimes they show up on a playlist for me now because of algorithm. But
yeah. No, I occasionally like some sad girl stuff. I'll listen to some Snail Mail or some Girl in Red, like shit like that every once in a while.
Sometimes you just
get in my feels.
You gotta be a sad girl.
Yeah, you gotta be a sad girl, you know. thinking about like your lesbian relationship that didn't work out and now you're going to cry about it. I mean, that shit I relate to, you know, and it's what I feel.
Yeah.
So
2024.
Yeah, 2024 in our fields. But yeah, man, no, but I do like that idea of like of mixing genres on stuff because I do think there is a thing where it's kind of like Jeff, I think about like you and I going to that Mastodon show where it was like, all right, we're gonna do Lorna Shore, then Gojira, then Mastodon. I'm like,
right.
All right, man, I've had my face melted for like 3.5 hours now. Like, it'd be kind of cool if we like, can somebody not play blast beats? Like, can we just, anybody want to slow it down or, just because it's like, it's just the same thing over and over again. We talk about the pro wrestling thing where I come to see the circus. I don't want to see, that's like, I get bored watching GCW stuff because it's like Tournament of Survival where it's like, sick, another death match. I have not seen a guy get busted over the head with a light tube in the past 15 seconds. Thank you for filling that in for me.
Yeah.
So very, very short side tangent here. I recently got my 9-year-old daughter into Lorna Shore.
Oh.
And she's been just walking around as much as she can. I'm like, what? Can you stop? Please don't do this at school when you go back in the fall.
Yes, please. Don't live.
She had me watch. There was a video on YouTube where they stick a camera down their singer's throat. I was like, it twists. I was like, I didn't know the throat could do that.
Because the doctor even said like the way his like vocal cords twist, like that's probably why he's so like he has such a good.
I know.
Demon growl. Because that was when that concert. Because I don't remember when that was. I know it was summertime. But it wasn't super hot, but it was actually like thankfully like kind of rainy, so it was like kind of a not a super super hot day. But a couple songs in, he was like, "Hey, we're going to cut this set one song short, blah blah blah, whatever." And I was like, "It's gonna be To the Hellfire." That's like the one song that I want. And then like they didn't end up playing. I'm like. I mean, he still sounded, and the thing was, like, he still sounded amazing, and, like, he does all that brutal shit and everything else, but I was like, that's the one. You could have kept the rest of the set and just played that.
We just want that one song.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen any of the, do you guys follow Alex the Terrible from Slaughter to Prevail on Instagram?
I saw them at Bogart's last year or 2 years ago. It was just them, but, like,
what was that weird
voice.
song? He was featured on a song with oh shit! It was
it's like him and Ronnie Radke and somebody else.
Yeah. It was the song's called Ronald, wasn't it? Was that the name of the song?
Yes, and it was and Tech Nine.
Tech Nine.
That's what it was. Yeah, Tech Nine.
I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Look, if there's trashy music to be had, Tech Nine will be there. He was on the Gathering of Juggalos forever. Him hanging out with Ronnie Radke totally makes sense in my book.
Did you see a recent video of Alex Terrible? Because there was at some big festival show, and he like went out into the crowd and got the crowd to split to do like the Wall of Death.
Yes,
and stood in the middle of it, and then like does his thing and just like lets the crowd just smash him and just like and then like there's one point when he's like coming back to stage and like he's having the time of his life, like just.
I love the fact that he is just this Russian psychopath that and he just does like the most like stupid masculine shit ever where he's like, here's me lifting, and then like or it's like he's MMA fighting or he wrestles with the bear, like he has
in the Baba Yaga video. He wrestles a bear, like that video like it has Russian roulette, he wrestles a bear, he's shooting an AK-47, like he shoots a rocket launcher off of a tank, like it's the most Russian shit ever.
You know what? I'm not a fan of Putin, but I am super stoked on the day when Alex Terrible does meet. Alex Terrible does meet.
I mean, luckily
it's coming. It's happening.
They did separate themselves and say like, hey, the shit in Ukraine, like we're not for that. Like they've separated themselves. Yeah, because it kind of makes you wonder a little bit. But real quick, just like seeing him, because I've seen some videos too of them live, and like certain songs where like. The band cuts out, and then he'll do a thing where like he doesn't even like have the mic to his face.
Yes.
Now when he does it in Demolisher, like how he says it, everyone in the crowd knew it, so like they're all screaming along with it. That was before, so they played the song Viking, which hadn't come out yet.
Yes.
So no one knew that, and he does that also where like the band cuts out and like standing in like the middle of Bogart's and just hearing this dude like screaming with no amplification was like. Jesus, that dude's voice, it's it's
insane how loud his voice is.
Just, oh my God. It's wild.
And listener, definitely give that a YouTube and check it out. Because to watch him do it at like festivals and stuff is even more insane. We're like, it's one thing to watch him do it in Bogart's where there's a ceiling and sound can bounce back down. He's doing this at like fucking open air festivals where he's just like tossing the mic to the side, like, and just you can hear him from a fucking
Yeah.
hundreds of feet away.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, and even that night he was like, "Hey, sorry, I'm feeling kind of sick, so it's not that good." I'm like, could have fooled me, man. Like, this is the most brutal and intense. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little off. It's like, you're fine. You're
Well,
doing
then
good.
I was kind of bummed too because like we realized that they were doing kind of a meet and greet, like they were kind of hanging out like inside Bogarts, and like we had no idea. My friend Chaz and I were just kind of BSing on the sidewalk, and then like the guitar player just like walks by, like he had gotten some food on like short vine and was walking by. I was like, "Hey man, you guys are awesome," but. I do kind of wish I'd stayed and like met him, got a picture with him, but
You could have got a weird gold mask out of it.
those Matt, yeah.
I don't get the mask, but okay, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
You know what? I take that back. I like it when you have bands where you have like a weird thing that you wear where I don't know who you are.
Right.
Like
It's a sleep token.
Yeah,
Or,
like Sleep
yeah.
Token does that, or like is it the ghouls or the goblins, whatever the fuck it is, and Ghost. God, I hate Ghost.
Yeah, because he came out, wearing it at the beginning, then like he takes it off, of course, but then like the band keeps theirs on the whole time.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of if you wear makeup or if you wear some kind of costume. As long as you don't get fat, you're fine. Like that's the whole thing with Kiss. They wear the makeup as long as they don't get fat. They stay eternally young because you can't see the wrinkles under the makeup. Yeah. Or if you do want to get fat, just be like ICP, start out fat. That's a great move. Or or be like the guys from Slipknot, just be fat and wear fucking jumpsuits, and then nobody can tell.
Yeah,
You're like, I have no clue how old Clown is. Like,
Shit, I think I need to start wearing some jumpsuits.
Yeah, that's the move, brother. Yeah, jumpsuits and a mask. You got to get a mask on. That way nobody knows you're eternally 25.
Yes.
I tell you, I always had to wear coveralls for my warehouse job, and like that. Yeah,
there you
love
go.
those. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now get a mask or some makeup. One of the two. You can either be Slipknot or you can be Twisted. You can't be both.
Yeah. Right.
You got to make that pick: makeup, mask.
It's amazing though, like how Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like we're talking about, like this game has fucking set us off on this musical journey here.
Yeah.
So
100%. Thank you for bringing us back. Thank you for using your Just Cause grappling hook to rip us across this open world and get us right back to the
I've
Tony Hawk
wrangled
game.
some people who ramble.
I mean, that's any of those sports or sports-esque games. Like music is such an important part of that.
100%.
You're obviously playing those games for so long and then redoing these runs over and over again. Like even when we talk about the new metal soundtracks for from the dirt ATV games, like it's always key to have a great.
It's
great
cool
soundtrack.
that you mentioned like kind of like doing the tracks over and over again. It's important to have other because sometimes like you might get more pumped up for one song and you're like, all right, I've been trying this track forever and I can't fucking finish it, but then the right song comes on and you're like, fuck yeah, it's tricky, let's go.
Yeah, because back in the day, like when now games you can skip songs and you can skip the soundtrack. Like there'd be times in early Tony Hawk games like I get a song I didn't like and just like restart. So it's like I don't want to listen to that song.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you can play Spotify now and it will like mute out the music in the game and just play Spotify in the background.
Right.
Yeah, which is great. But yeah, I agree with you. And I do think that that's also like an important advancement of the system is like before we kind of had set soundtracks and now we're in this era of we are bringing in like legit bands and legit songs. And it's, wow, what a great thing for everybody involved. Hey, we got this new game. We got new music. We need to put it out there. Oh, how about I scratch your back? How about you scratch mine? And it turns out to be a beautiful thing that we all benefit from.
Yeah.
Before we transition, really quick, away from Tony Hawk and talking about music, I just have to say, Jeff, I put your band on around my wife recently because I hadn't checked them out yet, so I put you on Spotify, and my wife notoriously like hates ska. Hates ska. We've talked about it on the podcast. And she was tapping her foot a little bit. She tried to act like she wasn't enjoying it. I was like, oh yeah, that's Jeff's band. I was on the podcast with it.
That's
so
as
much as she might claim that she hates ska, I think in her heart she has a soft spot for it.
Jeff's out there winning hearts and minds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, let's get into a genre that is criminally underrepresented on the PlayStation 2, the survival horror genre. Wow, guys, not a lot of shit in this category. And we listener, to pull back the curtain here, we actually took a break and we Googled some shit and we're like, fuck man, this is a shallow end of the pool.
Yeah, to the point where like PS2, like they literally had to steal games that were previously exclusive to other systems. So the GameCube had Resident Evil 4 as an exclusive for the first like 6 months or so that it was out, finally released on the PS2. So I played Resident Evil 4 on the PS2. I didn't play it on the GameCube. I was like, do I put this on the list? Do I not? And I was like, I won't, because Tanks already talked about this on the GameCube episode. But that was, for me, the PS2 was what I played Resident Evil 4 on. So when I think of like survival horror games on the PS2 era, Resident Evil 4 is what comes to mind. So just shout out to Resident Evil 4. I love you. I played the remake a couple months ago, and I played through 5 times in a row. I loved it so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you play through 5 times in a row?
Because each time you up the difficulty, you get unlimited ammo, you get extra weapons, and you get through it quicker and quicker. I went from like the first playthrough, I think, was about 14 hours.
Okay.
My final playthrough, I got under 2 hours.
Don't you have like a rocket launcher by the final playthrough?
Yeah, you do, with infinite ammo. Yeah.
So you're just like destroying everybody that's getting near you.
You're just running through that shit. I did the same thing with Village not that long ago, Resident Evil 8. So
nice.
One thing too, I had heard. I did not play the remake, but one little detail that I loved, where you could shoot the bell in the town, and and just like everyone's like, all right, well, time to go to church.
Turn around now,
yeah. Just clear that level out super quick.
It's such a fantastic game. But like I said, that was a GameCube exclusive initially, and PS2 had to steal it because they really didn't have a whole lot going on. What they did have going on though, Silent Hill 2. One of my favorite survival horror games of all time. And you can say what you want about any of the other games in that franchise, but Silent Hill 2 specifically, it's just such a good fucking story. Right. It's not so it kind of differentiates itself from Resident Evil in the sense that like by this point Resident Evil is starting to move away from kind of the horror aspect and moving more into like, okay, shooter, like we've literally talked about how like, Devil May Cry and Onimusha and like these other games, like they were trying to make a different style of Resident Evil game by this point.
Right.
They kept taking it too far. Eventually they landed on Resident Evil 4 was their compromise. And it is a little way more quirky, way more.
Yeah.
But Silent Hill 2 was that like slow-paced, very psychological horror fucking survival game.
Impending dread and yeah.
It's so fucking good. And I love that like they use atmosphere to hide like the technology of the time and like what limitations the games had. Literally you walk through the town of Silent Hill and it's foggy, and that's because there's a low draw distance and what you can see in the town. Like that's how they did it in the first game. They kept that going with the second one, and it just creates this creepy atmosphere. And literally you have this the main character, I'm spacing his name.
James,
yes. He gets was it a letter from his dead wife?
Yes.
So that's what brings
come to
him,
Silent Hill.
Come to Silent Hill. So he comes in and he's like it's literally this town is created as a it's a representation of his guilt that he's feeling over like he I don't know, spoilers. I don't know.
You can spoil. I mean,
the game's old enough now.
I mean, 20 years.
But they are about to come out with the remake for it. It's about to drop soon.
But still.
But okay, if you haven't played, he killed he smothered his wife. His wife who was sick and dying. Like he smothered his wife.
Right.
And he feels a lot of guilt over that. And like there's literally this town is a representation of that guilt, and everything that you're seeing in it's meant to punish him. Like there's literally you have the inclusion of Pyramid Head. Like this was like the first game that Pyramid Head is in, and that was literally like just representation of like, fuck, I suck, I did this horrible thing, fucking punish me please.
Right.
And it's very I don't know, I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like Silent Hill has some very iconic character design in it that goes beyond just like the world of video games. It just goes into horror in general, where like the nurses and the way they look, and then of course, as you said, Pyramid Head. Like I can never go to a horror con or a Comic-Con without at least one dude showing up as Pyramid Head. Like it's just he's this cool looking character that has burst his way out of just the confines of the PlayStation 2. He's now just part of fiction.
Which it's funny that like because Pyramid Head was in the second game, like that's where he was introduced, and the movies that came out about Silent Hill, I can't remember the name of the second one. It was like, fuck. But they were based on games 1 and 3, I believe. Like they're loosely
Yeah.
based on the first and third games, which didn't include Pyramid Head. But like they had to like put him into the movie because
Right.
it's so iconic. Like you can't do Silent Hill without
Without
Pyramid
him.
Head. It was just like it was like, I mean, Resident Evil, like they had their big like hulking characters in that era that would chase you around and you'd run from them, and I mean it wasn't like I think where Pyramid Head in Silent Hill 2 really got it right. Like they stuck with like that fixed camera angle. They stuck with that. Like you can't see what's at the end of this hallway because you're not there yet. And then suddenly you fucking move into this next area. It changes the camera angle and shit, he's there. Fucking run.
Right.
Turn around and run.
Get going.
Yeah. And it's, they just did, there were so many scares like that they just did right. But yeah, so I don't really, I know that I played Silent Hill 3. I don't really remember it as well. I know it's a direct sequel to the first game. And there's a movie kind of loosely based on that. But Silent Hill 2, like that was, I think, the defining PS2 survival horror game. And I'm glad that they're remaking it. Hopefully Konami doesn't fuck it up. Hopefully Konami doesn't fuck up Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah.
Please just do some shit right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Konami, don't fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Silent Hill Revelation. By the way.
Oh, okay. I couldn't, yeah.
Because I think
fucking couldn't
because
remember.
Ned Stark was in the first one, and then Jon Snow was in the second movie, right? That was so weird.
That's
but-
how we're tracking our Silent Hill movies. Like, which
Yeah.
Game of Thrones guy was in? Okay,
Yeah, Sean Bean, Kit Harington. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but aside from this, I mean, we were kind of in that little break. We were talking like, what was the Suffering, which you had mentioned this game. I did
Yeah.
look. I remember the cover art for that game now, but I don't think
Yeah,
that I
because
ever
it was a
played
dude
it.
in the electric chair, like
Yeah,
you know?
it was very
yeah.
like, so I do remember that. Another one that I've always heard a lot about, but I've never played, and I can't really find a way to play it in modern day, is the Fatal Frame series. Like, it's kind of this just like Japanese horror. Like, it looks cool as shit. There's effective looking jump scares. I don't want to watch too much about it though, because I don't want to ruin anything. Because I would really love to fucking play it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I can find a PS2 copy of it at some point and just play it that way.
Maybe, or a good old fashioned emulator.
I don't know. I could.
I was gonna
I
say,
probably will.
I mean, you may be able because I know that I don't know if they all. I don't know if they all came to Xbox, but like because Xbox is usually pretty good about the backwards compatibility stuff too. So you know you may be able to do it that too. I mean, if you have an Xbox, but
yeah, we'll see.
plus those games were scary because like all you have is a camera. And,
Yeah.
like you know
Yeah.
you're just
Taking pictures of ghosts.
And
Yeah.
that's what I loved about like this era. Like there were several games that were still kind of doing that more like kind of artsy style horror.
Yeah.
Like whereas Resident Evil was moving away from that. They were like getting into like more of the action style, like boom bang
Yeah.
bang bang. Like you're not as
Oh,
limited
yeah.
in ammo anymore. And like fuck it, we're just gonna start giving you infinite ammo on your second and third and fourth and fifth playthrough.
yeah.
I did appreciate that Silent Hill 2 though kind of kept things slow and it fucking sticks with you, and it's just such a haunting story too. Thank you, Silent Hill.
I'm going to mention it just before we get out of this because I know somebody's going to scream at us if we don't. Clock Tower. Here's all I know about this. There's a guy with a gigantic scissors, and you're in a tower. That's what I got.
The cover. That's about all I
That's the
remember.
gist of it.
It's a very memorable cover, but
Yeah, that's really it. I just remember like somebody telling me they're like, "Oh, there's a guy," and I remember googling. I'm like, so he just has big ass. Like, what are we doing here? What is this? All right. Whatever. All right, guys, let's get into the final section of games. Let's get into the miscellaneous. So this is just stuff that we weren't really sure where to put it. The thing that we were going to lead off with, I actually made the last game on the list because it's one of my favorite games on the list.
yeah.
So I'm going to save that one for the end. So let's jump in. Tenshu Wrath of Heaven. Is this the same as like Tenshu from the PS1 era of the Ninja game?
Yes, but I
Hell
do
yeah.
believe that it's made by a different developer at this point.
Oh.
So the first two were made by. I think you mentioned earlier that they went on to make.
I think that's
Wrath
what it was.
Of, something of Samurai, or
I
what
think,
was-
yeah, Way of the Samurai,
Way of the Samurai.
made the first two, and I think that's what it was. I think the people who made this game went on to make the Yakuza game.
Okay.
I think is what it was.
So Tenshu Wrath of Heaven, though, like this was my introduction to the series, and for somebody like like at the age, I think I was 12 or 13 when I played this, and I hadn't played other than like Metal Gear Solid. I hadn't really played a stealth game before,
Right.
and you don't have to play stealthy the whole time, but like there are like depending on like because I think you get to choose between 3 different characters. Like there's different stories that you play through, and they all have kind of a different style of playthrough. But like the main character, like you play like when you play as him, like it is kind of more stealth oriented. You get kind of bonus points for like playing stealthy, which like powers you up, and you get like a special attack called the Wrath of Heaven when you do that. But it was just really cool. Like you had your ninja stars, you had your kunai, like these like things like poison darts and stuff. Like you could like throw things at people from a distance. You could use smoke bombs. Like you loaded up your like arsenal of weapons and stuff at the beginning of each level. And once you loaded like whatever you took with you, that's what you're stuck with for the entire playthrough of that level. And it was so fucking cool. And I remember that game so fondly. I think I really need to figure out like probably an emulator. I need to play it again though. Because like we didn't like I think that they made a couple other attempts at I think eventually the Xbox did get what was it Tenchu X, which was Tenchu X the remake of Tenchu Wrath of Heaven, or
I'm not sure.
They did release it on the Xbox, but they gave it a different name entirely. And it was such a fun game, like just jumping around from roof to roof and like fucking like throwing like darts and stuff at people. Like it was a cool game.
Yeah, I had not played this game, but like the first 2 games for PS1, I adored those games because, like you said, very rarely did I especially back then, like play any kind of stealth games, and it was the same thing where you could like chill on the roof and just like throw shoot poison darts at people and like. Yeah, I love those Tenchu games.
I think for me, where this game really stood out though. Was in an era of couch co-op, and they had a really fun co-op mode where you could like it was like a versus mode where you could play with other people and like just be in this small map and fucking sneak around and just off each other.
That's way fun.
Yeah.
I find myself in a mix with this kind of thing because, as we talked earlier, escort missions are the worst missions. Stealth can be the worst game because I sometimes really hate stealth. I hate when I'm playing a stealth game and like if somebody sees me, it's an instant kill and I'm dead. I'm like, this sucks. I like it when a game like Tenchu I felt got it right, and then and of course we can always talk Batman, Arkham Asylum all day, every day. But that's an Gamer where it gets it right, where it's like, hey, you can play this stealthy, but if you do fuck up, okay, well now you just got to fight 5 guys instead of 3.
Yeah,
and it's still a winnable fight. It's just going to be harder,
and it's not going to take you back and make you redo the slow stealth part again. Like I do appreciate that about it. Like it does have different styles of gameplay, and I think that one of the characters that you can play as, like it is more kind of like face, like kind of just jumping in and fucking smashing shit kind of gameplay. So there's a mix of gameplay styles in this game, and it's so stylistic and it's fucking awesome.
What's what's the game? It's not The Departed because that's the movie. But it's kind of that game for like the PlayStation where you're sneaking around and you're like in a
Saboteur.
No, you're like in a whale town where there's
Dishonored.
Dishonored. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. That's what
I knew the whale. Yeah. Yeah.
Listener, this is the show. We just sit here and we throw out things where we got like half of the name of something, and
somebody's got it.
And then we do like a $10,000 pyramid thing where we kind of give each other clues on what we're talking about, and we finally nail the name of the game. Oh shit! All right, let's get into Legacy of Kain Defiance.
Yeah, so I love this whole series. All these games, they were so, like I said, we were kind of talking about it off mic, like very gothy and like because the two different games that you would play, like the Soul Reaver games, you played as Azrael, and it was a lot of not necessarily platforming, but like a lot of puzzles, and I feel like kind of light combat. But then like the Legacy of Kain, when you would actually play as Kain, I feel like those were more combat centric, and like you're this big badass vampire dude, and like I just remember like picking people up and just like sucking blood from, like not even barely touching them, just like pulling blood from them, and like they were beautiful little weird gothic games, like I said.
Well, I think like the difference between like Soul Reaver and then coming into this with the PS2 was just kind of limitations of the time. Like on the PS1, you could it was rare that you had a game that was like had a lot of actual like combat and fast paced fighting. Like that didn't really happen very much.
Because they were made by Crystal Dynamics, like the Tomb Raider people, and then like Tomb Raider kind of took off, and I don't know if they were just like, all right, whatever, we've got enough to deal with here with Lara Croft, but yeah, I know that they tried a couple of times to resurrect that series, but I wish that they would actually either bring a remaster or do something that I love those games.
I feel like, again, this is another one of those games that just fell through the sand of time where I'm with you. I'm like, I remember this game. I didn't play it. Like, I remember, here's what I remember this game. It was dark and it was very aqua-y. Like, it was very glowy.
Because Azrael's, he's kind of blue and black, and like half his face is covered with like I think he doesn't even have like a lower jaw.
Yeah,
I think
he doesn't. He like pulls, there's like a scarf or
but
something.
yeah,
that he pulls
the color
down.
palette was very green, blue, aqua-y, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is like one of those other things where it's like, why doesn't this have a sequel? Or like, why is this not a franchise that continues to this day?
Yeah.
Because there definitely was some love there, and as you're expressing it right now here on the podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Justin, did you have any experience with this one?
So I do remember playing a little bit of this one. I mostly remember Soul Reaver, though. Like, I think that was the one that I played a lot when I was a kid.
All right. So, and then is Blood Omen 2 related to this, or is it a totally separate game?
No, that's because Legacy of Kain, like Azrael, it's been so long. Like, I think he was like a soldier for Kain, and Kain was like the super powerful vampire. And then eventually they let like you would play in the Blood Omen games, you would play as Kain. Because I remember what the very first one may have been called Blood Omen, but you. Like, because I think it was like an older PC game, and then you played as Kain, and then Soul Reaver came out, and that to me I feel like was the most popular of any of it. But yeah, they were connected, but like kind of not completely different games, but different games.
Kissing cousins.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Before we talk about this one, I'm going to take a stab at this. So before I say this game that we're getting ready to talk about. Did this have a cover where like you're a guy and you're running through like a circle or something? I'm talking about Zone of the Enders Second Runner. No? Okay, I'm totally wrong.
I don't think so.
What the hell is this game?
It's a mech. It's a mech combat game. Yeah. So the first time I remember, or wait, was the demo on? Yeah, because I think this game had a demo for Metal Gear Solid 2. Or maybe it was the first one. One of them had there was some kind of because it's also I don't think Kojima made the game, but like he produced it, and it's very if you remember in I don't know if the first one did it. The second one, like one of the things that always like kind of blew my mind in Metal Gear Solid 2 like cutscenes is the ability to like zoom in, or like you could it's almost like you were like someone watching people talking. You could like look around, whatever, and you could always do that in these games, but it was basically just this flying mech combat game, and it's so much fun. The story was really good, and I got into it because it was like, holy shit, this game has a Metal Gear Solid demo on it, like and everybody rented it, or I'm pretty sure I rented it from Blockbuster at the time, but I the first game's did not grab me, but that second one it's perfect. I love that game.
Like, shout out to the fact that like one of the big draws to this was the fact that it had a demo on it.
Yeah.
And the PS2 was really like the last era that I remember fucking demos. Like just being able to get like a little disc that had a couple of different like games that you could sample on. I mean, and you can still like some games do release demos on the like PlayStation Network.
Yeah,
you can like go download it.
Stuff.
But there was just something. It was a nice little treat to like either like you buy a game and it has a demo for another game on it, or you get a disc from a magazine.
Yeah, I was gonna say a magazine,
and it's got like 5 fucking games on it. Like I remember, I have a PS2 demo. It had like I think Amplitude, which was like the predecessor to Guitar Hero on it. It was like a rhythm based game, and like some other shit on it. Like,
well, it wasn't like Tony Hawk, like the first level, like on one of those things where it was just like you just gotta play like the 2-minute warehouse level, and that was it. But it's just like, wow, what a perfect way to get people to, oh shit, I love this, and like just something they might not, because a perfect example of this, I remember Tony Hawk was coming out the same year that Thrasher Skate and Destroy was coming out. And my mom was like, which one? And I was like, well, I got to get one of these for Christmas. And I was like, get me Thrasher, because I know that like, that's a brand name skateboard thing. Right. Obviously it's going to be the better game. Right. Lo and behold, 6 months later in spring, I was like, all right, I'm buying Tony Hawk now, and not to say that Thrasher wasn't a good skateboard game. It was a lot of fun. It introduced me to White Lines. That was a great song, but at the same time, fucking, it's not Tony Hawk.
Sometimes it's nice to know that a game's gonna like either suck or not before you actually bite the
100%.
bullet and
Yeah.
spend $60-$70 on it.
Well, and that was where we used to go and rent shit. That was another thing too. You know, before I bought anything, I would go rent it. I would just go to, you know, Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or, you know, the local mom and pop shop, and I would rent a game for a few days and just try it out and test it and be like, hey, is this something I want to get or not?
Yeah.
And this was an error for me, and I think I might have mentioned in the previous episode, like where my local video store, like they finally started like having game rentals. So there was a lot that came out for the PS2. So I was able to go up and just for a few nights sample a little bit of this, and it was like, so as we're talking about a lot of these games, like there are some things that like I've played it through 5 times, and
Yeah, right.
or some of these things like I've maybe played a few hours of it, and like that's I've got the gist of it. So, but there's a lot of that on this, and there's so many fucking games that came out.
So many fucking games.
So I appreciate that was something that was around back then, because like now it's just like, okay, you have to buy it if you want to play it, or watch somebody else doing a playthrough on YouTube, and where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
That's a big takeaway for the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2, so many fucking games.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous amount that this system has. All right. Well, as we're going through the games, who threw on here Lord of the Rings: Return of the King?
I did. I love those movie tie-in games that they had. I think by the third one, you know, by the last one, they had really kind of nailed it, like the feel of those, and like, you know, it was still PS2, so you know the I'm sure the numbers of enemies on screen weren't that impressive, but like at the time it felt really good. Like, you know, playing as Gandalf and like, you know, just whipping ass with a staff and like, you know, killing all these orcs and stuff, and yeah. Those games, like I said, I think that third one really nailed it, and you know it. I mean, it had all the music and it had, you know, everything that you wanted out of a licensed EA game.
Yeah,
you know,
so
for
I
Lord of the
didn't
Rings.
I never played the third one, but I did have Two Towers, and I remember playing through that, and like it was just it was really cool to get to like play as like all these different characters and like play through like the levels in the game and everything, and this really was kind of a sweet spot era for the movie tie-in games,
Yeah.
whereas like
Yeah.
now like anytime you see it like run away from it.
Well,
like,
and
we see
before
it
this
now,
runaway, there was a lot of
I was gonna
bad
say,
before.
I feel like there's been some really good eras and some bad eras, and you know.
But this is really is like
Yeah.
there was something special about the EA like
Oh,
Lord of the
yeah.
Rings games. Like they really were like something else.
They took care of them.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And-
I mean, with it being an EA game, you know, there was definitely a lot more production value with it, and like it did just feel a little better, you know, than your average movie tie-in game.
Well, and I think this kind of relates back to what we talked about earlier with like NCAA football and Madden at the time, where EA was doing something where they were both being innovative, both in graphics and in terms of gameplay. You know, whereas today those are all things we take for granted. Like, yeah, dude, it's 2024. You better have fucking decent graphics. Like, that's just a given. Whereas at that time, it wasn't a given. It was like, oh shit, this is groundbreaking stuff. I feel like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also getting back into like what you were talking about before with like how many enemies were on screen. I don't know if it's just the old man in me where I know how hard it is to get so many things on a screen, or if it's just the art nerd in me that understands the principles and values, the principles, elements, art and design, and I understand like repetition and the power of it. But I love that shit where it's like there's a ton of enemies on screen. I love a horde. I'm never going to shy away from a horde. If you give me a horde, I'm in.
I was gonna say, speaking of which, actually, I should shout out, and that's a perfect segue too. It was never back in the day. It was never my game, but my two of my best friends, Chris and Gabe, the Dynasty Warriors. series.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
just about
Dynasty
to bring
Warriors
that
2.
up.
Yeah, exactly. I
Bodies
that's,
on bodies.
That's all that was just, you know, just hordes and hordes of enemies. And like back then, I was like, that's it. Like, I mean, it looks so boring to me. And now I'm like, man, that sounds great. Like, you know,
Just
it's like
fucking wiping out like thousands and thousands of fucking
But
swarms
that's-
just coming at you.
that series is so funny to me because, like, I mean, every game that comes out, you know, because they've had, you know, Legends and then they've got the Empire series too, which is more, you know, strategy based. But like, it's just the Yellow Turban, you know, Rebellion every single time, and it's just the same stories over and over again. You know, my joke was always like, Dynasty Warriors 6, you can climb ladders now. It's like they had no innovation in those games.
We have one innovation every new game.
Yeah.
Here's what we do: we spam the battlefield with dudes, and it's like, you know what?
yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but it's the same kind of thing with, like, you know, it's the same thing that got me excited for, like, Days Gone, where it's like, hey,
Sure.
there's like this roving mosh pit of 100 dudes that are just going to try to come and like beat you to death.
Feels
And it's like,
overwhelming, but you know you're going to be able to figure your way out of it
Yeah.
and handle it, and it makes you feel like
well, you feel so
you're
powerful.
fucking you're a
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
After I haven't played it yet, but I did re-download Days Gone. Like got it on my PS5. Like I'm gonna dig back into
Let's
this
go.
after talk about that.
Let's go. Come on. I need a sequel. Come on. Please,
yeah.
Sony, give us. Look, I get it. Like, at first, things didn't go well, and it didn't work at the time, and the internet was mad, and blah, blah, blah. But that game fucking rules, dude. Come on. Give us a sequel.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's
How about
great.
we just make the game, make it work right from the start, and release that? That's
What an
another
idea.
thing that
What
like
an idea.
the PS2 is another era, like the kind of like the final era of like when games ship out, it has to be fucking final because
Yeah.
you're not
Right.
getting updates.
Yeah, we can't unbug this.
I hate day one fucking updates that are like larger files than
Yes.
the original fucking game. Like, it drives me insane. Also, I think you got into this in the last episode, but like just the realization that you're buying that, like when you buy the disc, the physical media now, that it's like not the actual game, it's just a key to like download.
Yeah. When Ben broke this to me, it's like he told me Santa wasn't real. Like, it really fucking
So
stung.
I mean, why even do it? Because you have to fucking still put the fucking disc in to play it. I'd rather just have it digitally like on my console so I can switch back and forth between games.
Yeah.
At will.
Or plus, depending on the game, you know, whatever company may 10 years down the road may be like, yeah, we're shutting down the servers for this game. Like, tough shit. You
Yeah.
know? Hey, sorry you have, you know, like, yeah, you still got the game, and like, but you can't really play it anymore. Yeah, it's.
I mean, realistically, at this point, I'm just buying a disc drive on a video game system so that I can play my old DVDs and my Blu-rays I'm not getting rid of.
Yeah.
And, you know, and eventually I'm sure they'll take that option away. So now I'm going to have to go out and buy a Blu-ray player in 2030 or whatever the hell. But I'm not giving up my physical media.
Yeah. I was the same way. That's why I got the PS5 with the disc drive in it. I mean, even though I've bought 5 movies for it, but 5 physical movies, but like I think the last physical game I bought was The Witcher 3 for PS4. Like, I haven't bought a physical game in so long, but you do feel a little more secure in owning it, but like you want so much digital stuff. It's like you don't really own any of it, you know, even movies, whatever. It's just they can take it away whenever they want to. It sucks.
I did get the disc version of it though. Just like my kids like to get me gifts for like birthday and Christmas, like,
sure.
and, like
Yeah.
that's a way for them to like physically get me something. So I do appreciate that. But fuck, like having to like take my disc out and put like I don't want to do that anymore.
Oh, yeah,
Especially
yeah.
knowing that it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, it's not like it's saving me space on my hard drive, which we barely get any of anyway. So
Right.
You know the flag with the cannon on it says "Come and take it." I'm gonna make one that just says "physical media" underneath it. That's my feelings on this situation.
Yeah. Plus, digital games should be a little cheaper because it's not physical.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
100%.
Just saying.
Yes, yeah. Come on, I know. 70. Let's do 70 for the physical copy, 60 for the online. There you go. I
Right.
saved $10.
Even 65. I mean, like, yeah, just a little cheaper.
Do something.
but-
Take a
how
little
about we
something.
just
out there.
make a decision on whether or not we're doing physical media anymore or digital, and just fucking go with one or the other? If it's like, why have 2 different versions that have a different cost?
Well,
like, just
So they can sell you a collector's edition with a
Yeah.
statue, and you know, like
That's-
and the steel
okay,
or the
yeah,
steelbook
yeah.
version.
and,
or
and not
like-
only that, but then after you buy the steelbook version and the collector's edition of it, then you can now go online and buy the online content that they don't include in the
Right,
game
right.
because you want to have a badass cape for your character.
Right. I was thinking that when they at the Games Fest, Summer Games Fest a couple weeks ago, and Sam Lake from like Alan Wake 2 and from Remedy, he was talking about that, like, hey, you know, you guys have been asking for it. I see your Remedy collection at home. We're gonna put out the physical version of Alan Wake 2 this fall. And like, who's gonna go spend $70 on just to have it, like, to sit on? You already have the game.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Yeah.
another kind of ploy, like to hype people up for the game again.
Oh,
They
sure.
go out,
Absolutely.
more people go out
Absolutely.
and buy it.
Absolutely.
Some people they just, I don't know, like physical media is what they do, and I'm a sucker for it sometimes too. so
Sure.
I-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the people that have the CD and they have the vinyl.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that. It's
Right.
it's I want it in this form, or the
Yeah.
people that do want the physical form, or they just want to have it on a shelf the same way they own a book,
Sure.
where somebody's gonna.
even like vinyl it makes sense too, because it is there is you can get into the, like, it's warmer and whatever, like it sounds different. There is a difference between listening to it on CD or listening to it on Spotify or whatever, but there's really no difference in the game, in the physical or digital version of the game, other than having that copy sitting on your shelf, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, PS2, though, for being the last era of
Thank you.
fucking real games, and then we get into the PS3 and Xbox 360 era and all the DLC and fucking pay for. Thank you, Oblivion, for fucking horse armor.
Yeah.
Really is
Yeah.
what wasn't that like one of the first DLCs?
that was it. That
Absolutely.
was that was
aesthetic DLC. Like fuck
Yeah.
you.
That was the OxyContin of online paying for content, where it was it was just like, hey, it's $5 one time, come on, and you're like, okay, I'll try
cool.
it,
Yeah.
I'll try it,
Yeah.
and then
Oh shit,
boom.
people will pay for this.
Yeah, and then Pandora's box opens.
Why are we giving them all of this content in the original game when they'll fucking
Yeah.
pay extra?
I mean, they just put out a big update for Starfield, that the creations, the creation kit and stuff, so people can mod stuff. And Bethesda has some like paid mods in there, and one of them is like $7, I think, to buy, and it's just a mission that they give you, like a tracker mission. Now they give you a free mission in the game. We spend about $7 on this mission that allegedly takes about 15 minutes to do, and it's like
not good.
not even that interesting. It's like.
Guys, we got to land this plane. We got to.
Yeah, we
get,
do. Yeah, we do.
we got to get back to
Sorry.
the PlayStation 2. Let's get into Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. Wow, what a great concept for a game.
Those games were fantastic. I mean, just kind of another thing to, like, having a bunch of dudes on the battlefield at one time, and like, then the times when, like, hey, you get to be Darth Vader for this run or whatever, like.
Yeah, them releasing like the heroes and villains in the second game, like I remember just being so fucking excited. And they had a gameplay version where you were in Mos Eisley and you fucking get to play as like just all the heroes and villains,
Yes.
and you fucking I loved it.
Very much like one of those things where it's like the brain of a child and a really high person are very close together.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, whoa, man, what if we took like all the shit that's cool in the movie and you could just like play as them, and you could like shoot the dudes in the movie that you want to play against, and like it's like a war game. It's like, that'd be awesome. Yeah, totally. Fucking make it. Boom, make money. Like those games are so much fun.
And I think that was like an early game where they kind of force you into a certain loadout. Like you had a character that specializes in like one thing, so you're not just finding all these weapons all over the map. Like you get loaded out like into the world as this, like you either have a rocket launcher, or
you had to like unlock
a mechanic, or like a mechanic that can fix things, or and like the space battle in 2.
Yeah.
So good. And then EA had to fucking fuck that up again.
Yeah. Again, okay, things I'm walking away from in this episode, definitely, number one, PlayStation 2, so many games. And then this, EA, fall from grace. Like, it's so sad to talk about how great EA was, like, just a decade ago or so. Like, 15 years ago, 20 years ago? Like,
I say maybe go back a little bit further, but
it's just sad, man. Because we're talking about a lot of good memories on a system that I love, and I really hate to see what they've become.
And it's not just EA. Like we talked Ubisoft a little earlier. We talked about Sands of Time and like Prince of Persia, and like like it did, like that game led into like other fucking like Assassin's Creed. Like the early Assassin's Creed games were great, but now it's just like, all right, we're gonna spam, like we're gonna just create this giant fucking world that you'll never be able to explore all of, and like we're gonna like I know your OCD wants you to get every single collectible in this game, so you're gonna spend 140 hours doing jack shit and be depressed about it.
Yeah, not fun, not cool.
Yeah.
What about Enter the Matrix?
So yeah, that one it was just a weird tie-in. You got to now I can't think of their names. It's
The Warshawski sisters?
no, like who you play as.
It was two like female that were able to play, wasn't it? Was that? Am I thinking of the wrong one?
Will Smith's. It's Jada Pinkett.
Jada
Pinkett Smith.
Whatever her character's name was. Nairobi. I think
it's Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's an Asian guy, and I can't remember what his name was. Either way, I love that game. The combat was so weird, and you could like jump off of walls and like
Kind of that Max Payne
flippy
like,
kind. Yeah, they would have. I think they did kind of have a bullet timey kind of thing, and like it was canon to the series. Like, they, because the Wachowskis were at the time, like, they were putting out the Enter the Matrix or the Animatrix, and like just building this universe, like trying to build this universe up. And it was just, I love the game, and I feel like maybe it got a bad rap. Maybe it was bad. I don't know, but I definitely loved it.
I remember enjoying it. I do remember, I think it was Path of Neo was the other one they put out around this time. I remember that one better.
Yeah.
But that's just because you get to play as Neo and fucking just fuck shit up. And like they had
well, because they did have canon problems with that game, and like when when the fourth movie came out, because Morpheus dies in that movie or in that game, and that's canon. So like Morpheus did die. But that's why he's like reprogrammed it, as a new character in the movie. But
not that we have to make anything make sense in the Matrix world.
Yeah.
The Matrix always feels to me like they made the first movie and they were like, this is a one-time thing, and then it made a shitload of money in Hollywood's like, we need more Matrix. And then they're like, oh shit, now we got to build a universe.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's try to figure this out and sit down and make it work.
Is kind of what the plot sort of is of the fourth one, which is like they get so meta with it. That movie's so weird and not great, but
it's kind of like Boondock Saints, where it's like, oh shit, we got to make a sequel. Okay, I mean, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, Tank. Well, I know you want to bring it home on this one.
Well, we got two left.
Oh, we got two left.
I
thought we were down to one.
So we did get a request that came in, and I don't know if we originally had this on the list or not. We might not, but Twisted Metal Black.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
How did we not have that on the original fucking list?
I
though?
don't know how we fumbled the bag on that one, but I totally missed it when I was picking it up, and then like one of your buddies was like, "Are you guys going to talk about this?" Like, no, but we should. And so here we are. Again, another series I really miss. Why do we not have a Twisted Metal game?
Just genres that we don't have anymore, like big car
combat. Yeah.
And the world of Rocket League, how do we not have car combat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I don't remember specifics about Twisted Metal Black. Like you'd have to like.
It was dark.
Yeah,
it was scary. It was
but
darker
I
and
do
scarier.
remember like just the series overall. Like it's such a fucking fun concept, and like each character has like their you have your own fucking like
Twisted
special.
Metal Black a PS3 game though?
No, it's PS2 era.
Is it? Okay.
I'm pretty positive it's PS2
Maybe
era.
no, I take that back. Yes, I think.
I don't think we got any Twisted Metal in the PS3 era.
I think you're right. I'm completely wrong.
But fuck it, like what? I mean, what's Sweet Tooth? So iconic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, still the biggest part of the entire, like the show they got now.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Samoa Joe plays Sweet Tooth, doesn't he? In the TV series.
But Will Arnett voices him.
Yeah,
which is so annoying to me. And like I feel like maybe we talked about this on my first episode, but like with PS1, but. That disappoints me so much. Maybe Samoa Joe was just on the set was bad or whatever. Like I get it.
I think they just wanted him physically. I don't think they even gave him a shot.
I guess, but it's like I don't know. I guess I'm just Will Arnett's fine.
Yeah,
I'm so sick of that dude. He's just in everything.
Yes.
Like a lot of people are nowadays. But whatever. I actually kind of like the show.
Did either of you play the Suicide Squad game that had Samoa Joe playing? Was it King Shark?
No, but that sounds great. You put Samoa Joe in anything, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Now I did not play that game, but yeah.
Yeah.
Or just give me clips of Samoa Joe fucking walking away while someone tries to jump off the turnbuckle onto.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Best spot
so
ever.
good. So good. So good. Best spot.
But yeah, the like car combat games, like I love that. I mean, this was a PS1 game, but like Vigilante 8 was another one.
That was great. Yeah,
totally a Twisted Metal.
rip off. Then like a weird 70s.
They were like 70s funk kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there was like WWE Crush Hour.
Yeah.
I think we got into that a little bit after the the recording stopped last
time.
There
was like a Star Wars one.
I
feel like there was like a Metallica. Like I don't. It must have been like some kind of weird tie-in thing.
Oh my god! Now I gotta look up the Metallica Crush Hour. Yeah, I mean, Twisted Metal Black is so weird because it's this whole thing. Like I always remember this about the game, and even like looking it up online, like one of the big features of the game is the dark tone. The game is known for its mature themes, disturbing content, and a dark atmospheric setting. And that was always the weird part because it's like. All the games before Twisted Metal Black were very dark.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do to make this even darker? Because, like, it's Calypso is putting on this tournament where everybody is murdering each other, and whoever wins the tournament gets a wish that they can do it. Like, how do we make this even darker?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I I feel like a lot of the endings too were like kind of a monkey paw thing. Where like, yeah, you got your wish, but like, you end
Something
up
bad.
still got screwed over at the end. And
Yeah, 100%. I don't understand why we haven't got a sequel to this. I don't, and especially now with like we talked about the TV show. Like the TV show was fun. I had a good time watching it. What's Captain America?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. Yeah. He does it well. I like him as the lead. I enjoy the tie-in that they did with the show, where like they actually had characters from the show like Twister and stuff, stuff that would be like accurate to cars in the game. That was great. I just really hope we get something.
We need an Axel and that like a dude that's just like in two giant wheels, like
100%
going around the course.
Please give us that in season 2.
And I do remember, so in the early stages of the PS5, there was a game that came out that was free to play that had some car combat like aspects to it, where you could actually get out of the car and play. Like it kind of reminded me of Titanfall in a way, where like you had like the combat, like the vehicle combat, but you could also get out and like run around the track and everything and like shoot people like that way. But like I don't remember what it was called.
Free Stars or
something like it was something weird like that. But like that's like the closest that we've gotten in well over a decade now. I would love to see that genre.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, with Rocket League, like, how is this not a thing anymore?
Yeah.
Like,
Sony, give us more Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
And listener,
Days Gone 2.
Yeah, please, Days Gone 2. Also, the show is very pro Samoa Joe, and therefore I'd be remiss if I didn't mention YouTube Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher. Thank me later. It's fucking great.
Ooh, yes.
All right, final game on the show. I'm stoked about this. This is my favorite time wasting game of all time. Dude, Katamari Damacy. Holy shit. Yeah. What is this acid trip of a game that is perfect?
So I'm just gonna throw this out there really quick. I've never played. I have seen a lot of gameplay of this though, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
There's been multiple versions of over the years. So like I know there's one that you could download for PlayStation 5.
Okay.
But yeah, it's I mean, it is what it looks like. You start off as this little dude, the prince, and whether you're in like a room and you're picking up paper clips and thumbtacks and whatever, and like you're just trying to get bigger and bigger while your weird dad, but maybe also mom, like the king of all cosmos, who like plays, but like he's so weird, and like he makes these weird demands for you, like, okay, on this planet only cows or whatever it is, like. It's just it's wild. And like I don't know if it's the first game or one of the games eventually, like you go from like tiny in a room or whatever to like you're rolling up planets.
Yes.
Like, you go from all the way to space, and it's amazing.
Yeah, again, this is the whole Tetris thing where it's simple to play. Anybody can literally pick it up and play it, but it takes time to master and get really good at.
Yeah.
And it is just so much fun where exactly what you're describing, where like you start out, so in the game, listener, you're the prince, you got this ball, it's called the Katamari, and every time you're placed on a planet, you get like, say, 10 minutes, and you have to make your Katamari 60 meters large. And so you start out and you start rolling up things like pennies and thumbtacks and like cigarette butts, just like little shit. And then as that adds on to your Katamari gets bigger. So now you can start picking up things like kettlebells. And then from there, you can now then start to pick up like speakers. And then from there, you can pick up like TVs. Now all of a sudden you can start picking up chairs and couches, and you just start rolling this Katamari, making it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then at the end of the round, if you beat the number that you had to reach, then your Katamari becomes a planet.
And then it's judged by the king of all cosmos, and usually he insults you in some way. But,
he does.
And pretty much everything like that you pick up has some kind of weird little noise, like if you pick up a cat or you pick up a person, and like it's this goofy, wacky Japanese game that's just the soundtrack is the music is so good. It's a wonderful little game.
So from what I have seen of it, it just seems like it's silly. It's got a certain style to it. The music looks fun, and it just looks like a fun time.
It's just it's its own thing. I really can't compare it to anything else. Like I can't even really call it a puzzle game because like it's not really a puzzle. It's a very simple idea. You roll the ball, you pick things up. I mean, the only puzzle is can I pick this thing up? Is it bigger than me or am I bigger than it?
Right.
It's a strategy game.
Yeah.
It falls into that category.
Yeah, so you can't like just immediately like roll out and start picking up cars. Not going to work.
Yeah.
And Jeff, you hit on it right there, man. The music is perfect for this game. It is just a J-pop masterpiece of
Which
just.
they did recently put the soundtrack out on like all the streaming sites. And
Really?
stuff too. So it's good. It's good work music. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You can 100% get lost in it. It's happy. It's upbeat. It's a good time.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Listener, thumbs up. We are a very pro Katamari Damacy podcast.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sold.
Well, guys, we gotta start shutting this thing down. Final thoughts on the PlayStation 2. My God, what a system!
Yeah. So many games.
Thanks for the memories.
So many games.
Yeah.
13 years. Like a fucking old chihuahua.
It was very decrepit looking, but at the end had a snaggletooth. It had like its breath was rank.
Yeah, but
God damn it, we loved
it
that.
was hanging in there. We kept putting sweaters on it.
We gave it a slimmed down version. It really was. I think like looking back at all the systems that I grew up with and that I've had in my lifetime, it really was like I think the most like prominent for my like developmental like teen years. Like it was there for me through all of that. It took me from like kind of the kiddie games that I was playing at the beginning of that era through like seeing my first video game boobs to like being a man. Like PS2 made me a man.
I'm going to double down with everything you're saying. I feel like it really is kind of the puberty system of video games, where it's just like before it was just kind of like lower tech graphics and simple games and stuff. And then the PS2 brings in like sandbox games and, expanded soundtracks with like real world bands and stuff. And all of a sudden it really opens up what you can do in a video game. And it's that weird bridge between the old world and the new that we exist in now.
The PS2 had some hair going on down there.
It did have some hair going on.
So you're a man after you play your first EA big title.
That's right.
I'm a big boy now.
I'm grown.
Fuck. No, it's just so many like fun like games. There's so many that we didn't talk about too.
Right. I mean, that's everything too. Again, so many games.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Yeah.
And we're just kind of like scratching the surface of quality stuff, and we managed to squeeze out like 4 episodes out of this.
Yeah.
Like it's insane,
right.
how deep this system goes. Everything else I've reviewed before this, I think, is just like. Usually it's either 1 episode or like with the GameCube it got split into 2. But I mean, again, we're talking a system with over a decade of lifespan. We can't limit this to just an episode.
Yeah. And they were throwing anything and everything at the PS2. Like this is an era like you got so many like Simpsons games that were like rip-offs of other games. I think you got like the Hannah Montana game like came out on the PS2. Like there's some fucking weird shit that happened, and I'm all for all of it.
100%. Well, guys, thank you for coming on this gaming journey with me. Before we get out of here, can you hit your socials real quick?
Sure. You can find me on Jeff Kuma on Instagram. Find me on Instagram at Jeff Kuma, JEFFKUMA, and my band Newport Secret 6 at Newport Secret, the number 6. And as we mentioned before, we do have an album release coming out on August 10th at Northside Tavern. Hope to see you there.
And regardless of whether or not your wife claims to hate ska, she'll be tapping her foot to it.
Excellent.
You can find me on Instagram at JNTyler. Please check out the Couple Podcast. It's my wife and I just having great conversation about life and the shit that we're into. There's some good episodes on there. So please, anywhere that you find Tank's podcast, we're also now on YouTube and iHeartRadio.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So
You're doing better than me on neither of those, so I need to jump on. Dude, YouTube's the way of the future.
it really is.
Yeah.
I've kind of ported over about a week ago, and I've already got like twice the amount of listens on YouTube that I do on any
wow.
other fucking like platform. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why did I not just stick with YouTube from the start?
Yeah, that's the question we're asking ourselves here on this show. Hey, listen, want to check out my stuff? You know where to find me at Neil to No One on Instagram. There you can find my link tree with all my other shit on it. Thanks for listening to What You Into. If you got a friend, send it to the PlayStation 2, or really just any video game system, send them this episode via text. Algorithms suck. Instagram's terrible. It is the worst. Fuck you, Zuck. That's right. I'm taking shots at Zuckerberg. I don't give a shit. Nobody's listening to this fucking podcast, especially him. But yeah,
he's not listening.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Zuck is listening.
He's always listening.
He is. Yeah, he is a godlike creature. Him and Elon Musk just with their ears to see what the internet is saying. Listener, that's not what's important here. What's important here is there are 170 episodes of What You Into. In every episode, I'm featuring either a different hobby or collection. So there's something for everybody. Everything's evergreen. You can send episodes whenever you want because you can jump in wherever you want. Nothing's in chronological order. Just do what feels good. Have consent. All right. Listener, thanks for hanging out with us. Guys, thanks for coming in and going on this journey with me.
Thank you, Tank.
Thank you.
And peace.